from clarkwoods.com. This is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 143. I am Chris.
And I am Steve.
I am Steve Ball.
Speedball?
Steve Ball. Steve Ball. That's one of Stan Lee's lesser known creations is Steve Ball.
Steve Ball?
Steve Ball. Yeah, he's let's see, what would Steve Ball's powers be? I think maybe. Well, first of all,
it's probably Steve, and then he plays with his balls.
Might be. Well, I was gonna say.
Whoa! Look at this picture on the first page.
On the first page of wow! All right, we can dig into that. I was gonna say if we were playing the Marvel role playing game.
You need to take a picture. This needs to be the photo for that.
All right, I will. Before we leave, I will.
Whoa!
Steve is referring to a comic book, which we will discuss in a second. But I have to get this out because role playing games are part of our topic. They're part of the topic we get horribly off sometimes. And the Marvel role playing game. Do you recall playing this game when you were a kid? When you were a wee lad?
I don't. Did we play it?
I owned it. I owned it and a bunch of the expansions, and mostly that got played during my Boy Scout days. It got played so much during camp one summer, that we got role playing games banned from at least from our troop, if not from all of Camp Watutka.
Where was Camp Watutka?
Camp Watutka? Camp Watutka was in Northwood, New Hampshire.
Northwood, New Hampshire. So whereabouts is Northwood?
That is...
We'll get a different kind of local for you.
Different kind of local for you. Yeah,
not where we live.
Northwood.
Which you guys have probably already determined.
I feel like it's around the same sort of... longitude or latitude? Which one is the ones that go across?
I think the horizontal ones are longitude.
I think all right, so let's see.
But we might be wrong, and I'm sure that somebody that listens will email us at hot@clarkwoods.com if we're fucking morons.
So it's at about the same longitude of like Concord. Like it's Concord. And
maybe up by Hennica?
Maybe something. I feel like it's getting closer to the seacoast, so getting closer to the east than say Henniker, which I think is to the west, because I have friends who lived and or taught in Northwood and did theater in Portsmouth, and it wasn't a great commute, but they did it. So I feel like Northwood is more on that side.
Oh.
At any rate, we played the Marvel role playing game, and to dial it back a bit, to get horribly back on topic. That was terrible. If we were going to...
I'm surprised that... Well, I mean, John and I might have been a little bit too young.
Yeah. I mean, well, it might have gotten played.
Like, if you were playing it when did you stop doing... I mean, did you make it past Weeblos?
I made it to first class as a Boy Scout. I made it to just shy of...
So, Boy Scout first class?
Yeah, well, so when you get to Boy Scout, oh gosh, I could get this totally wrong. I think you start off as Boy Scout, and you get to be a tenderfoot. And you can be a tenderfoot, and I think there might be something after that, and then you're a second class, I think. And then after second class, you get to be first class. And the trouble was, I got to first class, I couldn't swim, which meant that I was never going to get up to, I don't know if it was Life Scout or whatever the various
Can
ranks.
You still not swim?
I don't swim very well. No.
Well, I don't think
I never took lessons, and so I
never went to well, it used to be called Crystal Lake, but now it's called Freeman Lake in Chelmsford. And
I go there now with my wait, is that the right one?
The one it's in North Chelmsford.
No, I go to Hart Pond, which is closer to where we are.
Hart Pond, is that actually, did that used to be called something else as well?
It might have.
Okay, and I can't remember what it is. And if Will ever listened, he'd be like, I used to live off that goddamn thing, and I know exactly what it was called, but he doesn't, so he won't.
Well, so anyway, we I finally did learn how to swim enough to get, I think, my first class badge. But by that point I was about to get my driver's license, and I was kind of done with Scouts. I went one.
I'm surprised you made it that long.
I went one last time because I think my parents wanted me to. But I remember the last time I went, I was trying to play role-playing games with my friends at the comic book store, and my parents probably came to the store and like, hey, come on, you got to get packed. You got to pack your Foot Locker and get ready for camp tomorrow. And I went off.
You guys both had a Foot Locker?
We did.
Did you use it for the same?
I did not use mine for the same things as my brother. No, until later.
Until later, and then
much later as an adult when I had to sort of have a place for it.
When you had kids.
No, I think it was all gone by the time I had kids.
Oh, okay.
If not by the time I had kids, then very.
Well, you had a subscription to Playboy, so like you were collecting.
I did. I had a subscription to Playboy. I had a few of the big thick dildos. No, a few of the big thick VHS.
He
tapes.
says in jest.
I did.
Question mark.
I did not. No. A friend of mine did that I had possession of for a while for a show we were doing. Where somebody takes it out of, I think it was John Martin, was in the show where we had a dildo that was just in a box of stuff because the characters in the play were moving. And so John just is like rifling through the box of stuff and pulls out a dildo, like a big, bright, pinkish red dildo.
That's a good one.
And holds it up to somebody as if it were a microphone at some point in the
I got a joke for you.
Somehow I'm going to get back to the Marvel role-playing game.
But I'm going to tell you a joke first.
Okay.
A lady walks into a sex shop and she goes, "Where are all the dildos?" Guy says, "Lady, they're on the wall." She says, "I'll take a red one." He goes, "Lady, the dildos are on the wall across from the fire extinguisher." That's a good one. She wanted something really big to put up there. Get it?
I get it. Did she get it?
Probably.
That's the mystery of the joke. All right, so I went to Scout Camp one last time. I really wanted to play role-playing games. The role-playing game that we played the most at camp when I first started playing was the Marvel Superheroes role-playing game. And the problem was it was very easy, like a lot of the other games I played, Rifts included.
I remember Rifts.
It was very easy to roll up a character who was way too goddamn powerful. And so eventually I got we got around to playing the Heroes Unlimited RPG, which was made by the same company that made Rifts, but for whatever reason it was harder to roll up something impossibly strong in Heroes Unlimited, so you had more fun. You had characters who were more evenly balanced. But the Marvel Superheroes game still, the terminology that they used still is in the back of my brain to this day. So when I said Steve Ball, what kind of powers would Steve Ball have? You know, the first thing you would have to determine in the Marvel Superheroes role-playing game is you would have to decide which type of hero you were, and you could be a mutant, right? Because Marvel has the X-Men.
You mean Inhumans?
No, at that point there were Inhumans in the universe, but they fell under the category of altered human, which is also or maybe alien. So there was
like Deadpool. Would have been an altered human.
Deadpool would have been an altered human. Spider-Man would have been an altered human.
Okay.
Right? So he's a human being. Something happened.
Yes. Well, that's a lot of how the superheroes started. Yeah. Like a human being, like that got shot with gamma radiation. A human being.
Yeah. So the Hulk
with a metal suit on him.
Now, what I can't remember is how Iron Man would have been classified. In Heroes Unlimited,
is basically Iron Man is the Batman of
right. But in terms of like if you wanted to roll up an Iron Man, I can't remember how you would do it. I don't know if it would be like an armored hero or if it would be like.
Well, you'd have to be really intelligent and really wealthy. I mean, I think that's the basics of.
But the first, that's
Tony Stark.
I think the way that you would get there is you would roll probably a 20-sided die, and like 1 to 5 was like probably even like 1 to 10 was altered human, and then like there'd be a section for mutant, there'd be a section for alien, there'd be a section for
like Venom, or half of Venom is
an alien, right? And so some of the characters,
I rolled a 17.
17. I think you're. a dork. I think
I am. Why? Because I have my 20-sided die. Like
that's what you are.
we play Dungeons and Dragons on this table. It's not absurd that I would have the die right there.
I would play a role-playing game if it were a superhero role-playing game.
I think I want to get you in on one of our D&D nights to see if I can talk to Dave and see if he can give you an NPC for an afternoon.
I don't know. I've played D&D a number of times
whatever.
over the course of my life, but I've never.
We'll have to do it on a weekend, though.
Never stuck with me.
Just so we can have a whole day to do it.
So, yes, possibly.
Yeah.
So if Steve Ball, all right, so 17. Let's say Steve Ball is an altered human.
Okay.
Right?
I thought 1 to 10 was an altered human.
All right. Well, whatever.
I'm a mutant.
Let's just say, okay, maybe you're an alien.
You're
an alien.
Yeah. Okay.
You're an alien. You've just discovered that you are part alien. Right, you're an inhuman.
Okay,
you're part. Steve Ball's an inhuman. I think. So if Steve Ball's going to get his powers, he's got to go through Teragenesis. I don't know if you're familiar with Teragenesis. You got to get it. You got to get like a little stone, right? And the stone,
a little stone or a little stoned.
Well, you got to go to a little stone to come up with this idea.
Okay,
but or a lot stoned. Have you ever seen Stanley? I think the results of all those drugs in the
Excelsior
60s and 70s are catching
I'm
up
surprised
with
he's
Stan.
still kicking.
He's still kicking. He does cameos for all the movies. I think he does them all in like big 4 or 5 cameo chunks. And I don't think he's even on set with the people most of the time. I think they just bring him into a studio. They shoot a gag that will fit into the movie somewhere, and then they green screen Stan, into a bus that Doctor Strange falls, face first into, or whatever.
And he's like, "Holy crap, that was a fucking guy that did something." He doesn't say fucking, but
he doesn't say that. Except, does he say it in Deadpool? He's in there as like the strip club announcer. I don't think he swears though.
I've never that's not something like a strip club announcer is like coming up next to stage is Tiffany.
Not that you've
don't forget to tip your mouth. Not
that you've ever been to one of those places.
That's something we need to do together as a show because we've talked about it so many goddamn times that I think we need a legs and eggs is in order. We need to take a Friday off and get down to Providence and fucking do it.
I've never been to one in Providence.
No, but that's where they do the one that's the legs and eggs.
Right. No.
At 6 in the morning and have breakfast.
I get it. I'm just saying. I remember back in the day when I read the Boston Phoenix on a weekly basis that the middle of the Boston Phoenix would be the adult section, and
middle.
Well, wasn't it like an insert in the middle?
I don't know. I haven't read a Phoenix in years.
So the Phoenix was a bit. I mean, it got.
Do they still have it? Like I've seen like.
I don't think so. No, I think they went.
When
out of
we were up
business.
in Maine, there was like the Portland
Phoenix. I think the Boston one is out of business. At any rate, it was very thick paper for a while. Got thinner and thinner as time went on. But in the middle of it would be like a 10 or 20 page insert that was all adult services, and the bulk of the ads were for strip clubs in Providence. Because I gathered things got naughtier.
A little bit more handsy.
A little bit more. No, not traction.
Friction.
Friction. No. Mileage. You could get a little bit more mileage.
Okay.
That was a term I picked up when I was reading a lot of.
Yeah, there's some interesting laws in Rhode Island, and if you wanna like delve into more of them, visit your local library. That was a little PSA I just did.
Okay.
Support your local library because they need your support.
And if you're single,
if you're single, it'll probably be the best place to find a homeless person on the computer.
It's also the best place to find a librarian. And I don't want to make a generalization here, but
you do realize that one of our biggest fans is a librarian.
I don't realize that, but what
I
was going to say,
and he's not a sexy woman.
Okay, well, but I think I get the impression I think librarians are pretty interesting people, and a lot of the female librarians I know are pretty interesting people. And I'm not saying this in like the sexy librarian thing. It's like if I were single, I think I'd want to date a librarian.
Okay,
because they are pretty cool.
Pretty,
no,
pretty and cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Cool. Well, they could also be fugly and cool.
They could be. I'm not saying I'm not trying to make any judgments there. I'm just saying, like, if I were single, I think a library would be a pretty cool place to hang out because
You have to be really quiet.
Sure, but also like a bookstore, it's full of people who love the same thing that I love, right? So,
but it's a bookstore. It's a bookstore that you can just have a book and not have, borrow.
You can borrow.
There was a little bit of accent Canadian there.
So we brought up Steve Ball at the beginning of this show, and there was a reason that I brought up Steve Ball. It's because, and we've been wanting
like 2 weeks ago. We was it 2 weeks ago?
It was a couple weeks ago. Yeah. That you had out
because you had said before the show that the New Warriors was going to have a
TV series. It's coming out on in probably next year on Freeform. The what used to be ABC Family.
Oh,
it's gonna be a half hour.
I know. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a half hour comedy.
Nice! There's an ad in here for Super Castlevania 4.
And so, like,
this must have been right around the time the Super Nintendo came out.
Yeah, this is like
1992.
The New Warriors were my favorite comics. So together with Amazing Spider-Man and the Avengers and Batman, there were basically 4 comics that I either subscribed to or picked up at the convenience store before I even started going to a comic book store on a regular basis. It was Amazing Spider-Man, Avengers, New Warriors, and Batman.
What is this chapter of New Warriors basically starts out with a fucking superhero mixer.
Yes, well, so you happen to have picked up, let's see, what is this, 26?
27.
So issue number 27 is part of the Infinity War crossover, which is in part what's inspiring the upcoming Avengers movie. Which will not feature any New Warriors because they're going to be...
is that Canadian Spider-Man?
Yucking it up. No, that is... he's a member
I
of...
wish we could like put up like in the feed what we're talking about.
I can try to take a few pictures. I'll throw it in the feed. That is one of the members of Alpha Flight. And in one of his variations on his costume, I think most of the time he doesn't have his whole face covered, but they were in this period where everybody had to kind of look like Spider-Man so that if you were just glancing at the shelf, you might pick up everything because there was a Spider-Man in every goddamn book.
I see a bunch of X-Men here. Captain America, like the Avengers are kind of hanging out.
There's Fantastic Four.
Storm.
There's the Hulk over there in the corner.
He looks really cool.
He looks really neat. Not as hulked out. You got the New Warriors. You got Quicksilver.
Is this when like Hulk was just always like Green Hulk? Like never.
I think he was always Green Hulk in like the in the crossovers. I don't know if he was. I mean, because what does Bruce Banner look like? Bruce Banner looks like every other brunette dude, which is pretty much like 75% of the damn superhero population.
Ooh, check this out. Venture into Forgotten Realms. The high adventure of the Forgotten Realms comes alive at Walden Books. Where preferred readers... that's a registered trademark.
Preferred readers?
Well, probably not anymore because there is no Walden Books anymore. Where preferred readers save 10% every day and earn valuable purchase points. Join and save today. Forgotten Realms, I guess this is a novel, The Legacy,
it looks
by
like R.A. Salvatore.
Yeah, and then there's Menzo whatever. I don't know.
Menzo whatever is this.
Menzo Barazan. Menzo Barazan.
Yeah.
Box set. If you've read The Legacy, which is by R.A. Salvatore.
R.A. Salvatore. Sounds like one of the guys who might have been wrestling at the thing the other week.
After you've read The Legacy, explore the seat of power of the evil Drow Empire and live the adventures in your role-playing games. The publisher's price is $30. The preferred reader's price, if you remember, that is a registered trademark of Walden Books.
Registered trademark or Walmart. Walmart.
You get that for $20. You get $3 off.
$3 off. That's a lot.
Like 10%.
That's a lot of dollars off.
That is 10% off.
I noticed that they have a deal with American Express down there in the
It says Walden Books welcomes the American Express cards. They don't have a deal with them. They just take them.
Well, that was
they did
I don't know
when they existed.
When they exist, I don't know if you remember. Steve,
this is like back when the RPG gaming community was the trademark of TSR.
TSR.
And now it's Wizards of the Coast that own all of that. Like Wizards of the Coast, the folks that made Magic the Gathering, they bought fucking TSR.
Because people like that shitty game.
What, Magic the Gathering? Oh, Dave, you better not say that in front of Dave. He'll fucking smack you silly.
Oh, what a dumb game that was.
I still enjoy playing it every once in a while.
They made so much goddamn money, and now they own everything role-playing related because, whatever.
Oh, jeez.
So it's interesting. So you're looking at the ads. You're kind of flipping through this.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to actually read the story while we're doing the show.
But looking at it, it looks like they had all the heroes gathered except for poor old Speedball.
What, he was just at home?
Looks like poor old Speedball was at home. Remember, Speedball, if you're not familiar, it's like a 15, 16-year-old kid. And
his powers are like he bounces. He bounced. He's basically Bellamy.
Hold on. He bounced into something. His first appearance was in an Amazing Spider-Man annual. Where he bounced into something, he gained all of this power from probably the kinetic verse or something. I don't know. He can summon kinetic energy.
Verse.
He can summon kinetic energy.
So he has Gambit powers, sort of?
Kind of, sort of, but it's more centered around, at least for him most of the time, around bouncing around and bouncing off of things. So
he's a little bit of Luffy and a little bit of Bellamy.
A little bit, yeah. And so... Of course, the real tragic thing about Speedball, I don't know if you know this, Steve, is later on...
he was hooked on cocaine and heroin?
No. Is that at a certain point, they decided they really hated fucking Speedball. In fact, at a certain point, they kind of, as a company, decided they really hated the New Warriors. And this certain point was right before a little crossover they called Civil War. So this is, right now, the book you're looking at is Infinity War. But years later, they had a little book called Civil War. And the inciting incident of Civil War was that the New Warriors, including Speedball, were doing a reality TV show.
In the comic?
In the comic.
Okay.
Where they were being followed around by cameras while they were fighting crime. And so this group of New Warriors goes to Stamford, Connecticut, and they are filming as they try to take down this house full of supervillains, and one of the supervillains...
A house full of supervillains. Holy Jesus.
And the house full of supervillains, one of the guys is a guy named, I think it's Nitro, and he blows himself up and kills a bunch of school children, and then all the superheroes decide they have to have a superhero registration act, which they kind of changed that for the movie, but the same basic idea... Except it was the New Warriors. And then you know what happens to Speedball. This is where it gets tragic. Speedball survives because Speedball just absorbs the kinetic energy and bounces way the fuck out of there. Speedball hates himself for it and puts himself into some sort of S&M fucking costume where there's goddamn spikes on the inside of it constantly causing him pain. It is really fucked up how much the people who ran that company hated this character at that point. And, they tried to pass it off as eventually we were trying to give him this big
So did Squirrel Girl get blown up?
Squirrel Girl didn't get blown up. Everyone likes a fucking Squirrel Girl. Fucking Speedball, though, cute little blonde kid. Nope, can't do it.
All right, let's turn the page.
Yeah.
Ooh. Tasmania for Sega Genesis. What is a guy? It's a 2-page ad. They were fucking serious about this game.
What does a guy have to do to get a decent meal around here?
I recall not liking the show Tasmania when it was on.
I don't know if I ever watched it.
It was just one of those because the Warner Brothers cartoon stuff
the
Tiny
Warner
Toons.
Brothers cartoon universe.
No, but they had Tiny Toons and that did well.
They're tiny, they're toony,
and they're all a little loony.
And in this cartoony,
no, No more.
They're invading
We're done.
your
We're done.
TV.
We're done. So that did well. And Animaniacs came along, I think, a little bit after this, or maybe around the same time.
Yes.
But and that was great. But this, I like Tasmanian Devil was great in the original cartoons when he was in one episode and Bugs Bunny was fucking with him. Like he as the title character.
Yeah.
No. Not a good idea.
Did you see? I don't know if you knew this, but the Sega Genesis is leading the 16-bit revolution.
Yeah, well, obviously. Well, at this point, it's right when the Super Nintendo, like right when the Super Nintendo came out, because there was the ad earlier for
the
Super Castlevania
Super
4.
Castlevania, yeah, you can see. Oh, Rage gets a Rage. This guy here, tall, well-built black dude, also like a 12 to 15-year-old boy, but he got dumped into some chemicals and he turned into fucking like Ving Rhames with a yellow mask. And
well, I don't imagine the mask was like.
No, I don't think the yellow mask is part of it. But like they had a thing about this was these were all like the kids. These were all like the youngins of the Marvel universe, except for some of them. Some like they had some heavy hitters. Nova was a member of the New Warriors, and he's a big part of the cosmic universe now. He's one of the Nova Corps that you saw in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh. He was in the New Warriors. Namorita, she was the cousin of the Submariner of Namor.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They are having a summer sale.
Are having a summer sale.
Who is they? American Comics and Entertainment. Comics.
They had this ad in every single book. And there is a buxom blonde woman
in a bikini,
in a pink bikini. Yep,
that bikini looks terrible.
It does. Well, the thing is
I think it was probably a thong in the back, but like in the front, it looks like just like
it looks like a little bit of a diaper.
It looks like a diaper, like a sumo diaper, like kind of, and just it or a pink, like an excessive pink bush.
Yeah, I think they,
and I wouldn't say she was buxom either.
No.
She's
muscular. I'm looking at it upside down.
You want me to flip it?
No, I don't need. Okay.
She has.
It's fucking Boom Boom.
Boom Boom.
So she shouldn't be, but she's a teenage girl.
Okay.
But why is she in a pink bikini looking like that? I mean, you can tell behind her there's Cable and there's Richter.
Richter from Castlevania?
No, Richter from Richter. I think they put Richter in Logan. He was a character in Logan, but he was a member of the X-Force at the time.
Oh, all right. So this is American
Comics Summer Sale
and Entertainment box. I mean, this probably does not exist anymore, but if you want to send them a fucking letter, go hog wild. Box 470-M37, Gainesville, Virginia, 22065.
Yeah.
And then maybe you could get some of these bestsellers. Batman: Death in the Family for $3.95.
Oh.
Or maybe a 75-cent comic like Transformers 23, 26.
Oh, that's a good one.
29 and 33. I mean, those are all
for
good
just
ones.
75 cents a piece.
Oh, we got another one.
Fucking Evil Speedball. I'm suddenly remembering.
Is this why the cops were at his house, because of Evil Speedball?
So I think.
How could they not tell that it was a different person?
I don't know.
The guy has red hair and like
and he
fangs.
speaks in black speech bubbles instead of just regular white ones or white ones with little bubbles around it.
So he's obviously evil.
Did they not see his speech bubbles?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no. I'm suddenly having a very hard time remembering what the hell the deal was with Infinity War, because Infinity Gauntlet, which is when
Thanos was trying to get all.
That's when he was trying to. Well, he gets all of the gems, and he gets the gauntlet, and at the end of the first issue, Mephisto, the devil, convinces him to snap his fingers and wipe out half the universe. So he snaps his fingers, and half of everybody in the universe disappears. It's like the leftovers before the leftovers.
Man, I could go for some leftovers right now.
Yeah. In this one, I have no idea what's going on. It looks like maybe it doesn't even involve Thanos. I'm trying to remember. I think
Thanos is involved, but I have the Infinity War books. But I mean, we can't go into another. I mean, we've already spent like a shitload of time on this one comic book.
But yes, we have. But it's this important dissection of how much of a dork I am that I can remember all of Holy shit. No, but I look at it and I'm like, so at the end of Infinity
I think there was like the Infinity Wars, there was like evil versions of like all the superheroes.
I think so. Infinity Gauntlet ended, and so maybe they had to get, so here's the thing. At the end of Infinity Gauntlet, Nebula, Nebula, who's in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, grabs the gauntlet. And then I think there's a character called Adam Warlock who grabs the gauntlet from her. And basically Thanos is out of power and he's shunted off to some planet somewhere. I think.
Well, didn't he do all of that shit to impress like death?
To impress death.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember some shit.
Yeah, the key points are there. So I think for maybe Infinity War, they had to go collect Thanos, and he's still a bad guy, but maybe he's on their side. I don't know.
Maybe he's on their side.
Maybe he's on their side. East Coast Comics has an ad, but no.
This is no buxom ladies.
No buxom little lady.
I'm not paying too much attention.
Oh, but now.
Okay, so Dark Speedball is fighting regular Speedball.
Yes, Dark Speedball looks like he's definitely done all the heroin and all the coke
together. In one.
It looks. I mean, I get the feeling like regular Speedball has probably done a lot of weed, but I think Dark Speedball is the one who's doing the hard drugs.
It's funny because like the things that I hated the most when I was reading comics as a kid are the ads, but the thing that I'm most drawn to is how silly these fucking ads are.
Like Skybox's ads for the Marvel Universe, is that Series 3?
Series 3 of the Marvel Universe trading cards. These kids, like, I'm going to flip it for you. These fucking kids are so fucking shocked at that Spider-Man card. They're like, holy, this one in particular, because the other ones are just like looking.
The other one...
That one looked at it and he had to look away because it was so fucking awesome.
His buddy next to him looks like he might be looking right at Spider-Man's dick. Like he's checking.
He's looking at the dick. This guy's looking at his face.
Yeah, it's like there's a kid there who's realizing his nascent homosexuality,
and he likes to play basketball too because he has a basketball.
He has a basketball, and he is realizing that he's attracted to Peter Parker, not Mary Jane. Like that's what's going on here. He's like, holy shit. I'd do that.
All right, Speedball. He like totally. Did he have all this kinetic energy?
He looks like he jizzes his kinetic energy all.
No, I think because like the cops were firing bullets at him earlier.
Oh, so he collected it.
He collected all that energy, and he's just basically firing it at Dark Speedball. And Dark Speedball is fucking toast.
Yeah.
And then he saved his mother,
his mom, maybe.
I think or some lady.
Yeah.
And everything's fine. Everything's great. His father is still mad at him or something, and then Rage is there.
A lot of the New Warriors dads were mad at them. In fact, the first 25 issues of the New Warriors culminated in a character called Marvel Boy. His name is Vance Astrovic. Marvel Boy, whose future version was one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy when they were in the future and not in the present.
Oh, anyway, they have listener mail,
they have a letter column.
Do you think these were actually real? Because like with the amount of emails we get for this, I mean, like maybe we had about the same amount of people reading this comic than there were like listening to this show, which is very sad for this particular comic. But like, do you think these are fake then? Because like we don't get a shit ton of emails.
I think people are way more passionate about their comics than they are about their podcasts.
Okay, well
that's what I think.
No, I'm just saying like back in the day, you actually had to send a letter,
write a goddamn letter.
And they actually put their return address
stamp on it and everything.
Like, look at this. This person's return address is written in this comic book.
In that comic book for all of us to see.
I could write this person Scott. I'm not going to repeat it on the air because he probably doesn't live there anymore. And
yeah. But we could write to Scott.
We could write to Scott and see if we get it. Oh, that would be fucking weird. Let's do it.
Scott, we read your letter in New Warriors 27.
Let's read it, actually. Okay, they're saying truckloads of mail on issue number 19, folks. We mean big trucks, 18-wheelers, 19-wheelers.
That might have been the issue where Vance killed his dad.
Okay.
Because his dad was abusive.
And lots of you were upset that the Warriors got their butts handed to them by Gideon.
Oh, that's right. Gideon did kick their ass. Gideon was an X-Force villain, but they brought him on over to the New Warriors to change
Okay,
things
so it
up.
had nothing to do with the thing you thought it was. But
No. But around that time, Vance did kill his dad.
Okay.
And he was on trial for it for the last couple issues.
And that was the one that we were talking about before.
Yes, the one we were talking about before, Vance is being transported to superhero jail.
This is like we're doing like a how did this get made?
How did this
New
get
Warriors?
You do not want to get me started on New Warriors. I should have said that ahead of time.
Okay,
This
so
is my all right.
I guess the column is called New Opinions.
Yes, yeah. Although it just says New Warriors at the top.
For some reason, this person wrote "Dear New Opinions,"
which is what it had been called. I remember that.
and now it just says the New Warriors. So,
Yeah.
well, fuck me, silly. I can't tell you how impressed I was by New Warriors 19. There's an exclamation mark there.
Yeah.
It was a gem. He did not belch in the email. I just did that.
In the email. Oh wow, he's getting really fancy in 1992. You mean the mail? The
Oh yes, sorry, regular mail.
the letter?
There was email back then.
There was, but I don't think.
But I
that's
doubt you
how
would put
he
your
got
return
into-
address on a fucking email. It's really because like it's really weird because like if you like there was phone books, right?
There were phone books, yes.
And so if you wanted to know where someone lived,
Yes.
you would look in the phone book
Yes.
for their name,
Yeah.
and you would find it, and you would know where they lived.
Especially if you were a creepy teenage boy who wanted to know where his ex-girlfriends lived.
Right? Did you do that, Chris?
Not me.
Did you sit outside their houses?
I never sat outside
Just like
their
you
houses.
sat outside Will's house and played fucking Debaser.
I am Unchen and Delucia.
Oh.
What else did Scott have to say?
Oh, Scott, it was a gem. It laid the groundwork for whatever big things are going to happen to, or possibly because of, Marvel Boy.
That's Vance.
And it introduced a wicked new villain, Smiling Tiger. Do you remember Smiling Tiger?
Smiling Tiger. I gotta be honest. I don't think I recall Smiling Tiger. Although one of the primary characters in the New Warriors, the guy who put them all together, was the character known as Night Thrasher, and a lot of the villains in the first 25 issues all had to do with him and with what I could probably safely say was a white writer appropriating black culture. It was, I think the New Warriors in the first 25 issues are what we would today call problematic. And I think
What? I don't have any of those. The first one I have is number 26.
I have all 50 or 60 issues. That
You
they
still
put.
have them?
I still have them.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I
maybe
sold
you
off
need
a
to
bunch of
bring the earlier issues over.
This should be our whole show from now on, is what I'm saying.
We just changed the show from fucking horribly off topic
to
to
the New Warriors.
the New Warriors fucking podcast. How to lose all your listeners instantly. Talk about New Warriors
Talk
for
about
more
it
than
in
1
like
week.
25-year-old comic book for 37 minutes now.
No. I think people will tolerate it for this one week
one.
because we're being glib about it.
Right.
But if we did it every week for the next forever,
There are people who do fucking podcasts about every episode of Doctor Who, Steve. I'm just saying.
no. But
Like,
the
they
thing is,
say
like, I
the
think
way
there's a
it was-
larger fan base for Doctor Who
No,
than
but
there
what
is
I
for the
remember
New
people
Warriors.
saying is you got to find your niche, and no matter how small your niche is, if you decide that you got to find your niche in your podcast, your
How
blog,
small
your
is your
whatever.
niche, Chris?
Let's not talk about my niche in that way, okay? My niche, it's not the size of your niche; it's what you.
It's the motion of the ocean.
It's yeah.
All right.
Scott continues.
Oh, sorry. Where was I? Smiling Tiger. But best of all, it turned Gideon into a worthy opponent. Apparently, they're only printing the one that was like favorable to what they had done, instead of like everybody else was like, I fucking hate the fact that Gideon kicked.
Fucking Gideon's a fucking X-Force villain, dude. Like, leave him alone. I don't want that X-Men shit over here in my New Warriors. Those guys fucking suck.
Let me tell you, Morty. Turn Gideon into a worthy opponent. Anybody that can single-handedly defeat the entire team has to be one bad dude.
One bad dude.
One bad dude. So Gideon, according to Scott, and I'm just saying his first name.
Yeah.
Scott, he thinks that Gideon is one bad dude.
Gideon beat them all in.
I hope that this person like somehow wanders because he's like maybe a super still
a super New Warriors fan.
And he like this podcast
that mentioned me
about the New Warriors.
I will tell you, Steve. Here's ammunition. If I were gonna write an academic paper. And I needed to provide some outside scholarly sources.
You're going to talk about Scott here?
To back up Scott's argument here. I would just have to go right to the source. New Warriors 19, Gideon is in a fucking hot tub when the New Warriors show up and invade his sort of palatial estate in the Colorado mountains.
So why were they doing this? Did Gideon do something?
Gideon did something. They were looking for information, but they did not count on what a formidable bad dude Gideon was.
Was he nude when they fought them?
He might have been nude, but he put on a bathrobe, to hide the important bits, and then kicked the shit out of them in a bathrobe.
Wow.
After just getting out of the hot tub.
Even with like speedball and his kinetic energy and everything?
Yeah. His balls were speeding all over the place underneath that robe.
All right, so hold on.
Scott.
Scott continues, one bad dude. My only complaint is that we didn't find out enough about the Tyler Foundation.
Taylor Foundation.
Sorry.
Dwayne Taylor is
Foundation.
Is the Night Thrasher. He's the guy. He's the fucking Tony Stark of the New Warriors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come on, Fabian, throw us a bone.
Fabian's the writer for those. Fabian Nicieza.
We are going to have to wait until the Night Thrasher limited series to find out what's going on.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Scott.
I can't believe this. Wow, I can't read all of these.
No, but let's only. I want you to stop there.
No, you can read the next one if you want. If there's something you find to be really important.
I'm going to read what comes to us from the editors responding to Scott.
Oh, that was what the editors say.
Because the bold text underneath that.
Oh, I thought that the bold text was just prefacing this guy's email.
The bold text is a response to Scott. It says, Scott, we hope you got Scott, we hope you got enough of a bone to chew on during Nothing But the Truth. We'll give
what?
you.
Are they basically saying we hope that our comic gave you an erection?
I hope they understand. I hope they knew how old Scott was at that point and did not say something inappropriate. That's all.
I think they hinted at something inappropriate.
Yeah. We'll give you some Taylor Foundation dessert in the limited series on sale next week. So Nothing But the Truth, I think, was the series, the storyline that followed. Because at this point, this is what's fucking crazy, right? If you were to read a letter column in a comics today, and they still have some of them, they're printing emails. So those emails come in pretty quickly, and the production thing is all wrapped up. They are printing in this issue 27 responses to issue 19, which would have come out.
This is coming out monthly, right?
Yeah, it's coming out monthly, so this is 8 months later
that
they're responding to this. Although at the time they might have been doing twice a month or something like that. At any rate,
But still, I mean Scott, that is 4 months.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah. So yeah.
Anything else? Like, let me see it.
Yeah. You
started holding it up, and then I noticed the back cover.
Oh, the back cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a really sweet deal, and there's a little thing in the top corner that says this is an advertisement in case you didn't know. In case you didn't know.
Probably our meddling government said, fucking comic book people, you have to put a fucking thing that says
you have to put a thing here so people don't see this obvious Charleston shoe ad
and think that it's part of the story.
Yeah, like it'd be like, okay, there's a picture of a front cover of a comic. Marvel Comics presents Wolverine, and then behind it there's three Charleston shoes, one strawberry, one chocolate, and one vanilla, the original Charleston shoe. Here's a really sweet deal. Just send us one wrapper from any 1.78 ounce Charleston shoe plus 50 cents. I'm assuming you need to get a money order because you shouldn't be sending change in the mail. And we'll send you a limited collector's edition Marvel comic book featuring 4 all-new action-packed adventures. It's Spider-Man, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and Silver Surfer written and drawn by hot creators like Larry Hama, Sam Keith, Tony Isabella, Howard Mackey, and more. Are these names reaching out?
Well, Sam Keith was the creator of The Max, which eventually was turned into a MTV series.
Yes, that is something. And don't miss out. You can receive your collector's edition comic book when you send one Charleston Chew wrapper. Like, why the fuck do they have to send the wrapper? Like, can you send us some shit in like garbage in the mail with 50 cents and we'll give you a comic book? How about you just like
remember, this is the summertime too, so if you had a Charleston Chew that you'd been eating, it was fucking sticky and all that bullshit on the inside,
like the whole wrapper, like like you couldn't just do like the UPC code or something like that. I'm gonna say the address and see if people can, like, if you're out there listening to Horribly Off Topic and you are too lazy to send us an email, maybe you're not lazy enough to send a Charleston Chew wrapper and 50 cents to Charleston Chew Collector's Edition comic book, P.O. Box 3416, Monticello, Minnesota 555.
Monticello, Steve.
Monticello, Minnesota 55565-3416. Just send your Charleston Chew wrapper because they still make that candy.
They do.
And 50 cents, and hopefully you'll get your Marvel Collector's Edition presents Wolverine, a special Collector's Edition comic brought to you by Charleston Chew.
Now that is assuming that they are not doing what staying mellow, doing whatever it is the hell they do in Monticello.
No, but it's funny because like somebody has like that PO box still exists.
You think so?
So somebody might just have it, and then you're going to be sending them garbage and 50 cents.
I got to tell one last thing about this fucking comic book. All right. So the cover of this comic book is by the artist known as Mark Bagley or Mark Bagley. I've never known how to pronounce his last name. One of my favorite comic book artists of all time. This was around the time that they started doing this bullshit, and I hate it. I still hate it to this day when they have a different cover artist to the person who's doing the art inside the comic book. It's fucking false advertising, and I hate it. It's bullshit, and it's the reason I stopped reading comics. I still read
Is it really?
It's one of the reasons that I stopped buying as many comics as I did, because they would put a fucking awesome artist on the cover and then some fucking 2-bit hack on the inside, and you would pick up the cover and you'd be like, holy shit, I want to see a whole like 22 pages of this guy's art or this gal's art, and then you'd open it up and it would be some fucking intern who'd barely learned how to draw in like the 3rd grade. And was probably tracing over the fucking bullshit that Todd McFarlane wiped his ass with. Fucking hate it.
All right, buddy. Everything's going to be okay.
So the New Warriors is coming out with a
Charleston
TV.
Chew. Oh, yeah.
New Warriors coming out with a TV series, and I should just mention, because she was not a part of it at the time, but she is the one everyone's excited about. The New Warriors TV series will feature Squirrel Girl.
Oh, okay.
It'll feature Squirrel Girl. You'll only get 2 members of this classic team that's presented in this issue. One of them is Night Thrasher. The other one is Speedball. And then you get a couple other people who I have no idea who the fuck they are. Well, one of them is a character who was there when the fucking guy blew up at Civil War, or he was close by. His name's Microbe. He can talk to germs.
Gross.
And there's another.
Can you talk to the boogies in my nose right now? Actually, I don't think they're germs. Yeah. I think they're just like allergies. Because I don't feel sick, but I just like, I've had like a perpetual sniffly nose.
I think this series could be really fun. This half an hour.
Even on ABC Family or whatever the fuck it is.
Even on ABC Family on Freeform, because they are obviously going for the more sort of comedic angle on this, and I think since there seems to be a lot of passion for Squirrel Girl, that they will find a way to keep this going long enough for it to find its footing and get somewhere. Squirrel Girl has the powers of a squirrel, the powers of girl, right? Mr. Immortal is a superhero who cannot die ever, maybe, so he says. Dwayne Taylor, the Night Thrasher, has no superpowers. Like I said, he's kind of the Iron Man of the group. Robbie Baldwin is Speedball. He can launch kinetic balls of energy.
Yeah, and for some unknown reason, this particular like the story like that starts like it starts with Speedball just falling off a building with pizzas. I guess
looks like it. Yep. Maybe that might be his job. Might be he.
Oh wait, like he's.
Oh, fucking Dark Rage.
Oh, it starts off with Dark Rage and
Dark
like
Rage and Dark Rage is wearing the old Rage costume from his Avengers days.
Oh, look at that! And then that's what starts the story.
That's
but
what
like
starts the story.
The thing is, the cover picture is of Speedball and Dark Speedball fighting.
Yeah,
you'd think that would be like the majority of the of the chapter,
the issue. Yeah, but no dice.
Yeah, like.
There's 2 whole pages of just superheroes standing around.
Yeah, and then it's the Thing smoking a cigar and what is it? Is that Nova right there?
Yes, that's Nova.
And he's showing people his armpits.
Just showing he's flirting with Namorita. That's his girlfriend from time to time.
Oh, but now they're
I think they're both dead. Well, no, Namorita's dead. Nova was dead and came back to life as you do in the Marvel universe.
Aha! But then he goes home and then...
It must be that fucking Dark Speedball was there and they think he's the same guy, I think, like you said.
Yeah, but then there's 2 pages of him fighting Dark Speedball.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to blow your load all at once.
Do you remember Wizard Magazine?
I do remember Wizard Magazine. So apparently, serious comic book people... especially towards the end of its run, sort of shit on Wizard for its impact on the comic book industry. I recall it being just fine. It was kind of like Nintendo Power. That's kind of like what
it was basically the Nintendo Power of comics.
Of comics, yeah.
That's Get the title of the power of Nintendo Power.
There were a few other things on our list, Steve.
Do we have any time for them?
We have 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, let's pick out 10 minutes off.
Okay, so Rhode Island Rave.
Maybe we can't. Okay, let's try to get to
that.
This.
Or
no, let's do it. Let's do it. If we go a little bit long, that's fine.
Okay. Because this has been on there for a few weeks, and I don't know what it means.
I mean, okay,
what that means, Steve.
Okay, so back in the late 90s,
yes.
post
New Warriors.
Way post New Warriors. Or way post this issue that we just talked about. Late 90s, after I had graduated high school, but before I had sort of decided to delve back into college education.
Okay.
Because there was a little... I mean, I did play at going to college at community college for a very short while.
Yeah.
But then I was lost. I needed Jesus.
You needed Cheez-Its.
Jesus and Jesus. I wanted Jesus to come arrive at my home and bring me a plate of Cheez-Its.
Okay. Are Cheez-Its kosher? I don't know. Well, I guess
it doesn't matter. Jesus may have been Jewish, but I'm not.
But he's Once he founded his own religion, all bets are off.
Yeah.
You don't have to be kosher anymore.
Well, he didn't found it. He died, and then people were like, "Wow, he's great. Let's fucking follow him."
They appropriated
and eat pork. Finally.
Okay, so you needed Jesus.
Yes. No. I was just a lost fellow, and I was doing some. I mean, I went to Rhode Island, and this is and it sort of brings us back to
the legs and eggs.
No, but the sort of seedier side of Rhode Island.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I had friends that were very much into the dance community.
Okay.
And I very much wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was very
much... You're
not
a dancer. You're like Gamora.
I was very much...
She's not a dancer.
Yeah. I was very much into the booze...
the booze scene.
The booze scene where I could actually have some alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just dumb.
Yeah.
But I drove them to a rave.
Oh.
In Providence.
Yeah.
So I could drink alcohol.
At the rave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did it succeed?
But the thing is, okay, so I did that, and before you scream it, before people scream at me for, well, there was a lot of fucking nonsense. Before you scream at me for drinking and driving, I didn't drink all that much because I wasn't working and I wasn't going to school, so I didn't have a lot of money. So despite the fact that I was paid to drive them down there, I wasted it all on cigarettes, gas, and beer.
You're like Uber
so
before
beer
Uber.
being the last one, and so I only had 2 beers when I was there, so I didn't get drunk. So it was just fucking nonsense what I did. There's no reason I could have just fucking. I guess I got free cigarettes and gas out of it.
Yeah.
Back when gas was cheap as shit.
Oh.
Like the late 90s, you could get a gallon of gas for like 98 cents.
That's right. I remember from when because down the street from where I went to school, there was a place that it was 98 cents.
Yeah, I remember there was a gas station in Maynard, Massachusetts, getting local for you. That was less than 90 cents. It was 89 cents a gallon.
Dog.
There was the Cumberland Farms, and then like a friend of ours, Bill, would always say that they just watered down the gas there because there's no way they could charge that much for it. And so we never got gas there because it was so cheap. We thought they were fucking with us.
Yeah, would But maybe everybody thought maybe they needed to just raise it just a couple more cents so people would stop thinking they were fucking with them,
even though they were still fucking with you.
So did you dance at the rave?
I did not dance at the rave. I'm not a dancer. You like on the very
You're not
rare
even a tiny dancer?
Well, hold me close, and then you'll see. Like even like the only way you can get me to dance is to have way more than 2 of these.
Oh, okay. These being PBRs
or PBRs or Gansets.
live.
I had one of each.
Oh, ooh.
I am
Wow.
I am hipster deluxe
You're
this
changing
evening.
it up.
Or this what day?
Changing
what time is
the
it?
game.
I am hipster deluxe this afternoon.
Hipster Deluxe. That's a good title.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I don't know. Cheez-Its and Jesus or whatever that was. That might take the cake. So that was it? That was the whole rave story?
I mean, it wasn't really much. I remember going there, and I think some of my friends that were there, and I will leave their names out of it just to...
Were you a fire starter?
Twisted fire starter. No, they I think they enjoyed some club drugs while they were there.
So did they start like rubbing on each other? Isn't that what you do when you have the E?
I don't know if it was E or acid or whatever else, but they may have enjoyed some of it. I did not.
Or F.
Considering I was driving, but I was drinking 2 beers while I was there.
Yeah.
But it felt good as a 19-year-old to go to someplace in the United States, ask for alcohol, and then pay for it, and they'd have it given to you.
Yeah.
Regardless of your age, it was sort of a thrill.
Yeah.
As opposed to if I was to and I did go to Canada at around that same time in my life. And in order to beer, but then it wasn't weird because it was legal for me to do it.
Because it's Canada and it's the happiest place on earth.
The thing is, in that situation, I wasn't driving and I only had 1 beer.
That's sad. You go to Canada, you got to do as Canadians do.
What? Drink alcohol?
Drink lots of alcohol. A boot.
That's how that's the first time. Like the first time we went there, I was we went up there in Paul's parents' minivan. There was a decent crew of us.
Yeah.
Because it was a minivan, so you could put a decent amount of people there.
Minivans ain't so many.
Yeah, no, you could pack them in. I think there was at least 5 of us. And,
that's what she said. My friend Liz was like the queen of the that's what she said joke. So
does she still do it?
I don't know. We haven't hung out very much recently, but she used to love a good that's what she said joke.
Okay, well that was
and
great.
She's the one that I think
was that in honor of her.
That was in honor of Liz.
Okay, perfect. So we got up there and we parked the car and we're sort of walking around the streets of Montreal. And this dude, we ran into some, I think he might have been a concierge. He just might have been some just weirdo just in the street. Yeah. But he was dressed well, so we assumed he wasn't a homeless person. And we asked where we should go to get a drink, and he was like, Peel Pub. So our first time at the original location of Peel Pub. It has since moved, and it is less good.
Yeah,
because I remember going there as a kid and remembering it being downstairs someplace, and then as of recently, we've gone there, or I think Well, the last time I went, I was by myself. So I went there.
You went there.
Oh, wait, no. The last time I went, I was with your brother.
Yeah.
And we went there, and it was definitely like...
Oh, I think you talked about that on the show.
It was a different place.
Yeah.
And it was still Peel Pub, but it was in a different location, and
Yeah.
it just wasn't the same. I did get some poutine, though. Or Putin.
Is that a euphemism?
What? For
You
a Russian dictator? I mean, president?
Well, that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about poontang.
No, we did not get poontang. Yeah. I got poutine.
Poutine.
I got French fries with gravy.
With gravy and cheese curds.
Cheese curds on it.
Yeah. I have never been to Montreal except for maybe once as a...
Are you fucking kidding?
I'm not kidding you.
I mean, legs and eggs might need to be put on the back burner. Like, we might need to go to Montreal.
I would need to get a fucking passport in order to get to Montreal.
It does not I will contribute
to my passport
to the Chris Get a Passport Fund,
just so we can go up and have some poutine.
It's a 5-hour fucking drive from here.
Is it really?
Yes. Well, 5 to 6. I mean,
6 hours.
it's not
it's like not that much further than New York.
No.
Yeah. Interesting.
In fact, it's easier to get to than New York.
Yeah. And it sounds like more fun.
I've
New
definitely
York
had
have no poutine.
But then like we
Poutine.
went there and we were at Peel Pub, and it was in like a basement area, and it was a huge place.
Yeah.
Or at least from what I remember of their former location. And we were in the basement, and we had a little table, and I ordered a beer, and it wasn't great, but like it was a beer, and I was
beer's a beer.
I was a 18, 19-year-old person drinking it legally. And I remember there being a Bruins-Canadiens game on.
Oh, shit.
And I think it might have been Dan, was screaming, "Go Bruins." And I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind?
I was about to make
they don't care about a lot of things.
Yeah, but they're
not super passionate about a lot of things in Montreal, but like hockey... Don't even fucking... Dude, like, I mean, we are from the greater Boston area, so yeah, it makes sense that we would be rooting for the Bruins.
Right.
But the fact that we're just some fucking, like, douchebag kids in a bar for the first time in their lives, maybe you don't scream, "Go Bruins," and then we like, I mean, nothing happened.
No,
but like...
Those Montreal folk, they love their Canucks.
And they love their little pocket squares, and...
I just committed a hockey faux pas there on purpose, didn't I?
No, it's the Habs.
The Habs, I know. The Canucks are the Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
Vancouver. Yeah. I knew that. I was trying to see if there was anybody out there who would throw their podcast player of choice against a wall.
Their phone?
Their phone, yeah.
I hate listening to this so much.
Listen to this. I forget.
So don't forget to send your Charleston shoes to... Charleston Chew Collector's Edition comic book, and Charleston Chew wrappers.
Yes.
Not just the candy bar.
Don't send the candy.
Yeah,
just
eat the candy
wrapper.
first. And then send it to, with 50 cents, to Charleston Chew Collector's Edition comic book, P.O. Box 3416, Monticello, Minnesota, 55565-3416.
You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/143. And if you have anything to say about anything we've talked about, you don't have to send us a letter. You can send us an email. Gets here way faster.
You can send us a letter. No, we don't have a P.O. box, and I'm not giving out my address. And I don't.
You don't need a stamp. You don't need to know how to write. You can just fucking dictate to your fucking phone.
Yeah, you could use Dragon speech recognition software.
You can send those messages.
I didn't have any lunch and I've been drinking.
To hot@clarkwoods.com. That's hot@clarkwoods.com. Or you can tweet us. I am at ECC1977.
And I am at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday IS Loser, all one word.
That's all one. Let's see. I'm gonna read one more letter here. It's from responding to Brent Sprinkle.
Brent Sprinkle.
Yeah.